So, hey everyone, this is the first episode of our podcast, Curious Exchange, and we are going to discuss, certain topics related to college life, motivation, and future life. So, let's start. So, the first one is love and relationship in college life. So, Amninder, if you want to go first, what is your opinion, your views for it?
Well, regarding love and relationship in my college, well, you have heard the saying that college is the doorway to the adulthood, and most people believe that and start exploring all these possibilities about falling in love and dating and all. But what I think is the saying that says that the college is the gateway to the adulthood should basically mean that it's time for us to basically realize our responsibilities and grow towards them so that we can fulfill them later on. And as we all know, as we grow, the responsibilities just increase. They won't just go away. So I guess regarding the dating and all, um, these all should be basically done in a limited manner. Yeah, of course, love is a very important part of our life, and I think getting a bit of experience is good and all. But going all out, wasting your time in that, spending a lot of money, which isn't ours basically at this point, isn't a good thing. That's the basic idea about when dating from my side, and that's why I haven't much experience in that regards. But I think you do a lot, so
Fuck
why
you,
not
I don't
give us
have
your
that
side?
much experience, bro. What do you mean by that? I
No,
have a
I
lot of
think
experience. I don't have a lot
okay.
of
Let's say
experience.
that you get a lot. Yeah, yeah, go on.
Okay, so first of all, I want to make this very clear to every woman who is watching this that I don't have a lot of experience in dating life. I do have some experience, but not a lot of, right? And to my view, I think love is a very powerful thing. It's a beautiful thing, but the real love, the true love, is also a rare and difficult to find. So if you think that you are in a relationship, like most of the boys and most of the girls that I see that are in a relationship are not because they want to support each other, they want to be each other's motivation and be like a support system to each other. No, the real reason is that they want to impress the social media, impress their friend peers, and it's more like a trend nowadays that we see that our cousins who are getting old and they are in a relationship. So yeah, let's have it. Let's enjoy the little miniature of our world and enjoy this relationship thing. It's more like a fling, not a very real thing. So if a relationship is, and most of the relationships are taken in that regard nowadays. So if it is of that regard, then no, I don't think so that it will be a very beneficial or strategic point for your career. And you shouldn't invest time in those things which are not beneficial in a regard, in some way. But if it is a good relationship, the girl is good and the boy is good, and if both of them knows that they support each other and they are important for each other's success, then sure, go for it. I'm not all down for it, but yeah, I say that we should be very careful with these things because emotions, feelings, these are very very sensitive things, especially in this age, when we are in our 20s, and the 20s is the one where we laid our foundation for our career. So yeah, we should have our priorities straight, and that's it.
Yeah. Kunak, I think you got one thing wrong. When I said that you have a lot of experience in this, I meant that you have a lot of experience in getting rejected and all, not about the success. Okay, let's
Well,
get one thing clear.
also don't have a lot of experience in rejections. I also don't have a lot of experience in relationships, but I have witnessed a
Yeah.
lot of my friends, my brothers, my cousins, and
Yep.
I never had a serious relationship one to myself. I'll be very honest. And when I realized that relationship is not that beneficial, because if we talk about love, right, we are Indian families, right? We have our parents closely living to us. We have friends that are very much involved in our lives, and I mean, I talk to you guys every day on call,
Yep.
even if it is for 10 minutes, but we still talk to each other, keep a check on each other that if we are doing fine, if we are good. So I think love is not a scarcity in what I have observed, in the guys like me, in the people like me, especially from India or a third world country where the families live together and have friends have strong bond with each other. So if that's the case, then I don't think so that I really need to be in a relationship with anyone. But if you are in US and you are living on your own, in an apartment, and you are doing a job and you are also studying side by side, I mean, sure, then I can say that you might feel lonely, and it will be beneficial for, and it could be beneficial for you to have to be in a relationship, to have someone support you in finances, emotionally, in managing the households. So sure, go for the relationship. Otherwise, other than that, for people like us, I don't think so that relationships are beneficial. They are just a hoax of
Yeah.
getting accepted and getting recognized, or be a part of the trend of that fashionable trend, glamorous trend. Other than that, I don't think so that it's a very logical step to be in a relationship right
To
now.
be that, I will totally agree with on you on that, Kunal.
Yeah. So tell me something about yourself, man. Have you been in a relationship?
You, personally, Kunal speaking, I only had a crush, but I've never gotten in a relationship
Was it a
because
new
first
crush
of all,
or an old crush, like school time crush or
what do
college
you
crush?
mean by that actually? It was a school crush basically.
Okay.
In college, I just realized that it's the life out there in the adulthood is way too difficult. So let's start working earlier. So I
Yeah.
never built that and all. And I think it's the same case for you. You even realized
Yeah.
how tough life can be. And that's
Exactly,
the same
man.
case why you did have.
We both come from
Yeah.
I will say, not a higher class family, and we have to build things from scratch for ourselves. And obviously,
Yep.
as a, I would say, as a leader of the family, I mean, we will be the leader of our families,
Yep.
and there will be some responsibilities. We have to provide for the resources. Life has to be sorted out and all that. So yeah, relationship now, in this lifetime, I think relationship will be a distraction in my 20s. But if there is a, if there is a girl or a woman who is very,
Yeah.
who has all that characteristic that I want to be in my partner, then I'm not like fully against it, but I'm open to relationships. But I'm not fully against it. I would love to give her a shot, and I would also, want myself to be better in a lot of areas of my life, so that she can also give me a shot.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand. And what I think that in fact we are talking about is that we're not totally against love and relationship in the
Yeah,
college lifetime,
but our
but we are
circumstances
telling that
don't
it
allow us
should be
to.
in a controlled station. Yeah. Go on, Kunak.
Sorry, but I was saying that our circumstances don't allow us to be in a relationship, and be in that type of relationship where we are just flexing things on the social media and going on useless, mindless date nights. That's not, our circumstances do not favor those things. So
Yeah, in fact, I would say the same thing. Not only these are the circumstances, but as we are not totally against it, what we are trying to symbolize is that nobody should just go on spending money and all. When you shouldn't be mindless in a relationship. Relationships are meant to be encouraging to you. Your
yeah,
partner should encourage you towards your success. They aren't about like I can sacrifice everything. The partner should be like I will help you to achieve your successes you want, and I expect that you do the same. Because relationships nowadays mostly comprises about okay, you can do this for me or you can do that for me, but they're not the positive kind of relationships which I think can lead the both of the people towards the success that they want to achieve, at least when they just came to the college.
yeah, that's a very
Minds get
articulated
distracted
point.
a lot these years.
Pardon?
So yeah, I'm saying that relationships are a lot more distracting, and it depends upon the person who is
Yeah,
trying to
exactly.
enter these. So
It depends on the people,
if
right?
an
If they
yeah,
both are mature, if they both are sorted in their life, and and they are
and
in a
mentally strong as
position,
well.
yeah, and they are in a position to use love for good for themselves, then sure, be in a relationship. But if you are immature, if you don't have faced those struggles in your life, and if you don't really need love, you have your parents supporting you, you have siblings, you have friends, then I don't know, man. Like, then do you really need to be in a relationship? Because I will say at 27, at 28, I think it's good for a man to be in a relationship so that he has some type of experience. But other than that, I think you should be just focusing on yourself, because there's a lot of things that you could have achieved in your 20s rather than focusing on a girl that you are just going to leave and be with someone else.
The harsh truth.
Yeah, 99% of the relationships are like that. The breakup is there,
Yep.
and then new partner is there, and then you cannot settle on a new partner because you are still haven't moved on. The new partner is, obviously they are exhausted because you are not moving on, and then you lose another good partner, and then it goes on. So why risk
It's
it?
like a spiral loop, man.
Yeah, that's
You
like
just
a
keep going down
spiral
one.
loop. Yeah.
Yep. It also develops the trust issues, which I don't like. trust issues are the one of the worst things that a person can encounter.
Yeah.
And I have known a few people who have trust issues a lot, and I think even they have told me that it's not a good thing. They feel quite bad about it, and
Yeah.
I don't blame them about that anymore.
You know what? Every relationship that we leave, and if it doesn't end on a good note, obviously, if you are breaking up with someone, then I'm assuming that it won't be ending on a good note, right? Because why would you break up then, right? So
Of
you
course.
you come with some emotional baggage, and that emotional baggage is something that stops you from moving on. And if you don't get rid of that emotional baggage and you take that emotional baggage in your another relationship, then it will impact your new relationships in a catastrophic way. You will have trust issues, you will be very possessive, you don't want your partner to text any other male, you don't want her to have male friends, and the same goes for the the other sex as well. So yeah,
Yep,
this is a
exactly, man.
very like a messy situation. So be very mature, be very thoughtful. Your life has to be sorted up when you go in a relationship, because you are playing with someone's feeling, and not playing, but you are having someone to be involved in your life in an emotional way. So you have to be very sensitive, right? And I'm not being
I
sexist
agree
here,
with that.
but I think women are very sensitive, and it's not a good outlook to just be like I will have her as a girlfriend, and then if she I'm bored and now I will leave her. No, that shouldn't be the case. You have to be responsible, you have to be committed. So you need to get a lot of things straight before going in a relationship. If you think that you are not in that position, then don't risk it. Do not go for the experience when you are not ready. Go for the experience, go for the things when you think you are ready. And when you have certain
Well,
values in
I also have
yourself,
a yeah, yeah.
when you have certain values in yourself, you have created those values, and then you really don't have to find a relationship. Then the other person has also invested the time to have values in themselves. So you both will find each other, because the values will find each other. Those skill set, those motivation and perception that you have for the world will attract, that energy will attract each other, and you both will have a happy life. That's my perception, and obviously it's an assumption based perception. I'm not 100% sure if this will be the reality in my life or in anyone's life, but that's how I like to think about this thing.
Yeah, in fact, quite a clear thought, Kunal. And just one thing I would say that even if someone suppose that they are ready for relationship, it's not like what we are thinking that we are ready or not. It depends upon how much mature of a person is. Like we can be, I'm quite ready for a relationship, I can handle it, but if we haven't experienced the thing, then we can't say that we are even ready for that. So I would say, yeah, at this point, it's a better to take your career as it's the most safer option and will of course lead you towards the growth and success that you want. Okay, Kunal, so we have talked a lot about love and relationships in college life. Let's change the topic a bit. I am getting an interesting topic in my mind, and you know, as we are talking about the college life, why not talk about, is college even important for success? What do you
Heck
say about
no.
this?
No, definitely not.
Yeah,
I mean, our college has only been, like, okay, I don't want to say that our college, but I think the system, most of the colleges are following. It has becomes more of a shackle than an, actual progressive tool to be used for success. So I will say colleges are important in a way that you will find like-minded people. You have to attend classes, you have to wake up at a certain time. It will instill some discipline values in you, but apart from that, like technical skills, communicational skills, I think everything is something that a student has to develop on his or her own interest. He has to take the
yeah.
initiative for those interests. No one's going to come and take give you some guidance, okay, you have to do this and that. So if you have that hunger, you can do it. And I think it goes the same way, that if there is no college and if there is this hunger that I want to learn something, then you can do it without being in a college. There are YouTube channels, there are LinkedIn groups, and Discord networking channels, servers. You can join them and have it. So that's what I think. What about you?
Well, man, to be clear, what I think is, first of all, I agree with you that colleges aren't actually necessary for the success. Most of the people who are in fact quite successful didn't even went to the college. But I will say we are not promoting that you shouldn't go to the college or anything.
Yeah.
The college actually provides you with a base layout towards your success. It's more of a thing. It helps you develop the extracurricular skills that you would need in the success. Like for mostly, let's take me as an example. I didn't had much of communication skills when I passed the school, but in the college I engaged myself in various activities that helped me learn those communication skills. And without college, I think not everyone can learn the communication skills that they need, because they would be more busy towards gaining the roadmap that they need to get all the things that the college is already uh, giving you, not in a direct manner but in a passive way, you know.
Yeah, I will agree to
So
that.
in that regard, I would say that colleges do play a role in your success, not in the success, in your growth to be exact.
Yeah,
And that growth eventually will help you towards your success.
yeah, that's a very nice way to put
Furthermore,
it.
yeah, furthermore, you know what, I have in fact applied for a lot of jobs in the off campus drive. I think you have done the same. And what you have noticed is most of the companies even ask for the degree in like BTech, MTech, and all. And most people I have heard says that the degree is not important. You can do all the same stuff without even going to the college. And I agree with them. You can do the same stuff, but what colleges does, it provides company with a certification that this student can do that.
Yeah,
If you're let's talk about computer science. It tells that the student is experienced in operating systems, in computer networks and all. If a self-made programmer goes there and says that I don't have a degree but I have expertise in those, then the companies need a proof. They can't just trust on our words of a person who they have never met even.
yes,
So I think colleges act as a basic groundwork for the companies,
yeah,
and
and
that's why they always
and
mention the degrees.
yeah, and to get that
Yeah, go
proof,
on.
company has to invest a lot of time, a lot of manpower in order to do some background verification, in order to conduct some interviews and all that.
Yeah.
Because they can actually choose a very easy way, and that is to trust on the college, because college is an infrastructure that has been there for around hundreds of years. So they are like, why should we invest time in scanning each person's resume and checking if they are legit or not, while we when we can just go to the college and look at the college records, how majority of the students are performing, and make an assumption that this student might be in the majority and might perform good, so let's give it a shot. So that's like an easy
Yep.
process for them, for the HR recruiters, for the companies. So yeah, college, I will say that college is
It's a
important.
mixed point to be exact.
Yeah, college is important, but it's not like a necessity to be successful. It's not necessary to be
Yeah.
successful. You can be successful without a college. You can be, you can do very good in life without a college, but it's not like you should be in a college. So yeah,
Yep.
that's my point.
Yeah. In fact, you know what? I think all the points that we have discussed so far also impacts the how the companies are grading towards grading the students, putting them into different categories based on the college. Like you know the concept of tier one colleges, tier two, tier three, and all.
Yeah.
Mostly everyone in India knows about that. In different tiers of the colleges. I don't know about the other countries actually. So I think
Yeah, I mean, in
what these
USA,
tiers.
there is an Ivy
Yeah.
League where all tier 1 colleges are
Okay.
registered. So yeah, there is
Okay.
this tier level has been, it's like a global thing. Everyone does it.
And this tier level is basically companies are using these tier levels to basically classify the students.
Yes.
And any student who hasn't gone to the college, or any, or like they have gone for some other kind of stuff and not towards the college, they think that they aren't part of these three groups, or mostly they categorize them as the tier 3 group, which is the lower group, and the tier within the higher group. So yeah, let's wrap up the point. In short, we both agree that college is basically a step towards the success, but it's not a necessary step. You can skip that actually, but I would suggest that.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay, so
how
yeah,
about
let's
let's
move on to the next
go on
topic.
another.
Should we move
Yep.
on to the next topic, or you have anything else we can, or we can
Yeah, I
conclude?
think we have covered a lot, and I don't want the people to get bored.
Yeah. So the
Let's
next
move
topic
on to
is
the another topic.
role of societies
Go
and
on.
clubs in a college student's life.
Yeah.
Now, I think societies and clubs, like in general, we have, IST, some of the popular societies, because most of the people watching this could have relate their societies to ours, like IST, entrepreneurship cells, training and placement cells. So I think, yeah, so I think most of them Not most of them actually, just few of them has a good impact on your life. They give you some important skills that might be helpful in your future career, but most of them are just waste of time. I'll be very brutally honest that most of them are just waste of time. They are doing nothing, especially those ones which takes they takes money from you, and they are absolutely useless. Like, I remember we have given, I wouldn't say the name of the organization because I don't want to get cancelled. I mean, I wouldn't be get
Yes,
cancelled. No one's going to watch this podcast anyways, but still,
yeah, I agree with
I'm
that.
being safe here. So there's an organization and it starts with I. Spoilers alert. And that organization has charged us 450 rupees for the entry registration fees. And believe me, like, it hasn't helped or contributed in my college life a bit. Not even a bit. Like, every senior, like, the
We even
seniors are
didn't went
not.
to that society.
Yeah.
We even didn't went to a certain even a single meeting of that society, man.
Yeah, exactly. And the seniors are also not that resourceful, which can be helpful. They can like guide us or motivate us or nothing. Like, their events are also like, logo making event. Like, okay, like, fine, I understand that design and all that, but you can also have some diverse events. Like, someone like me who does coding and stuff can also enjoy those events. Debate or communication skills, I can enjoy. I can learn from these events. But no, there are no events like that. There are actually no events. Like, for past 2 years I haven't seen them organizing an event. So it's basically my 450 rupees. I mean, it's not a very big price to explore something, but I think as if a junior came up to me and will be like, I mean, I'm going to invest my money in this organization for as a registration fees, I'll be like, no, you don't have to. It's not useful, it's not worth it, don't go for it. But on the same page there are some other organizations, right? Like, ESEL. Now, ESEL has boosted a lot of my technical skills and communication skills. Entrepreneurship cell, and then we have training and placement cell. Training and placement cell is like one of the best clubs or cells I have came across in my college life. It has given me a lot of boost in teamwork, how we communicate with our faculty, with our seniors, how to do some technical stuff like website coding and managing the servers and payments and all that. So I think some of them societies are good, some of them cells are good, but most of them are not worth it. Amrinder, if you have anything.
Yeah, yeah, Puna. Actually, you put quite great points there. It's true, but I would like to add something that someone just shouldn't. It depends upon the college to college. Some colleges have quite great societies, and a lot of them are actually quite helpful for your success, or more like oriented towards your success. I would like to give, if anyone here is hearing this podcast, a suggestion that you should explore. But the paid societies where they're charging money from you, before giving on any money, you should at least consult with your seniors that aren't actually the part of their core teams and all, but other seniors that were eventually like an executive member of that all societies, to get a good insight before joining that society, because most of these societies just do these basic competitions. And what being the part of these such societies, let's say the societies which aren't helpful towards your career goals and aren't actually in fact benefiting you in any way, these societies, when you are a part of these, when you are getting praise that you are doing good, that you are able to basically call on participants and all, they're actually giving you a false sense that you are growing. But in reality,
Yeah,
even if you're growing, that's quite a little bit, and
that's
in
not
the
worth it, right?
big
That
picture of thing.
those growing
Yeah,
skills cannot be applied in the real world. I mean, you are in a virtual reality where you think that
in
you are
fact,
doing something good, but in reality you are not doing anything
uh,
worth it.
yep, in fact, that's the point I'm saying. This false sense of security is one of the worst things that a student can get in their college life.
Exactly.
These don't allow them to grow on any further. And what societies and all these clubs basically do, I'm not mentioning and I'm not saying that all the clubs do this, but there are a lot of societies. In fact, I think you would agree, in our college, like
Yeah.
I guess 50%, there were societies like this that didn't even held any meetings and all.
Yeah.
So
Well, that one's the
and
same
this,
one. I the starts with
yeah,
I.
let's not mention that.
Yeah.
We are still the part of that society, and till this date I don't even know how many people are in that society.
I don't even know what their group is. Like, I mean, their group is inactive for the past 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very bad
and
outlook.
you would have seen that on Instagram and all, that they're posting that these active members have been upgraded to the executive members or in the core team, and then they're getting certificates for their work and all. But in reality, they haven't done much. And those students, those people who are working in that society now, has a false sense that they can manage teams
Yeah, that's a bad
in the
part.
outer world. That's actually quite wrong. Even if we are even good cells like training and placement cell, we are managing teams and all, we are talking to the HRs and all those people. We still get to know that we are not perfect and we still have a lot to learn. Now that's the thing that I like about such societies. If they aren't giving you a false sense that you can have accomplished a lot, they are telling you that you have done something, but to a limited level you can still grow on. And there are wonderful people in that society, then those societies are plus. And it's quite a good thing to be a part of such societies. But societies like the I1 mentioned that you mentioned, they will just give you a false sense that in fact would be negative for your career. It's not even neutral, it's negative, and I don't think that's a good thing. What do you say about that, Kunal?
Yeah, that's not even a good, that's like a catastrophic disaster in your life, because
Yeah,
you
negative
are,
point.
yeah, you're in a false perception that I'm doing good. And for example, that person who was in that, society,
But
is in the belief,
okay.
is in a belief that he can lead a team of 10 people in an event. Now, obviously,
Yeah.
it was all in hawks. The event was like a formality. It wasn't an actual event. The team knew that we don't have to work anything. Now, the person who has led that team, and still, the society has made them believe that they have done something impactful. They have done something that is good. Now, the same experience, the same learning, the same skill set, obviously, which is not that great, will be taken over in the real world. And in the real world, if those skill set is applied, the event will be a big failure. So why, so
It will
if
be
you,
catastrophe, man.
yeah, so if you have this chance to, try out things in college, and have some experience from your failures, then why not fail in your college only? Why you should fail in the real life? That's the college is for, that you can experience a lot of things, that you can explore a lot of things and fail in them, have experience, and make sure that you don't fail that often in real world. But what's the point when you are succeeding in college life, where there is no real, real world problems that you are solving, but you are failing in the real world problem? So I think it's a bad
Mm.
outlook. It's not a very great idea. It's actually very harmful for students. So I'm in a very uh, disagreeable position that only relevant societies should be allowed to exist. All other these societies, which are they are just a waste of time, and faculty administration, they should take serious action against them.
Yep. In fact, I would also like to add to anyone who is listening to the podcast. I think, guys, it's best to be it's best to go on the events more like those dev fests and all, where people from various colleges are coming together. It that those are the places where you came to know where you truly actually stand. There are great peoples working from the organizations coming there, and all such events, they like exist for one day. You go there, have fun, get to know others, connect, expand your network and all, and then you come home. You don't have an extra responsibility that I have to basically do this stuff which isn't relevant for your success actually. Go on such events and in fact do internships and all, instead of channeling all the time towards such societies which won't benefit you. People should mostly channel their time towards internships, trainings, which
Yeah,
would benefit a lot.
yeah.
In fact, they don't even stand into the comparison. Societies are not even in the comparison when it comes to the internships. I think the only way to confirm whether a society is good or bad is you can ask the seniors. They are the best people that you can they can guide you. Given that they are not the part of the core team,
Yeah.
okay,
So if they
that's
are the part of
necessary.
the core team, they're not going to tell you that it's a bad society.
Of
They will be
course,
like, no, come here. Yeah, it's a good society. Be with this team. Be in that team.
exactly. The best thing is if you have seniors that have left that society, you will get the true insights.
Yeah, the
Believe me,
ones who
we have
have, yeah, the ones who are, especially the ones who are kicked out of the society, they will give you the real picture.
exactly. Just go on, explore what are the thoughts of different people in your college, or at least the people who were once related to that society or even know about that. My seniors, in fact, did basically warn me about such societies, and I didn't join all of them. We, in fact, joined, yes, we joined 2 to 3 societies, but then we left them. Certainly, we
Yeah.
just were like, we don't be a part, want to be a part of this anymore, and all.
I mean, we
So
didn't
yeah,
left, but we also were not that active. And I would say
we
that
became
it's
inactive basically.
yeah, I will say that it's good to be not active than no, no, actually I was saying that it's good to be kicked out than to leave a society, because you are, in a in these societies, in these clubs, to have some networking going on. So if you will leave it, voluntarily, then it will be like a people will perceive you in a bad way, that he is this and that. So obviously you don't want that, so it's better to just not be active. And if they require you, and if you think the work is amazing, then sure, go ahead, contribute to it. Other than that, I would really recommend being active in a society which doesn't do anything that's impactful.
Yep. Also, thing to add, as if I would come and say the harsh truth. Societies are like children's playing house and house. Okay, they are just a bare imitation of what would happen in the real world. Never take the things that are happening in the society for granted. Like, if I can do this in a society, I will be able to do it in the real world.
Yeah,
That's the basic perception of me and Kunak that we follow.
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Kunak, want to move to another topic?
Sure, let's go.
Okay. So you have heard about motivation, right? I guess who doesn't? Who
Obviously.
don't know? Yeah. So everyone talks that we should stay motivated. Motivation is the key towards success. But what is actually motivation? Do
Okay.
you want to start or should I?
No, you go ahead if you want to.
Okay, sure. Okay. What I would like to do is, well, first thing, motivation is the feeling towards when you are feeling motivated to do a task. Basically, when you're feeling like I need to do this task. But I think motivation is like a excuse, becoming an excuse these days. But I think the main thing that you need is that you should feel the need that I need to do this stuff. I need to be compelled. I don't need to be compelled by any other thing, like an inner voice that you need to do stuff. It will lead towards your success. I should be like, I have to do this stuff. Motivation. Most people took motivation. I'm not motivated and all, and they just are like, yeah, okay, I'm not motivated. I will see a motivation video, then get motivated for 1 to 2 days, and then just leave that stuff ongoing. So I think motivations is nowadays is becoming more of an excuse than an original topic. For most of the people, I'm not saying that the people who actually treat motivation as their key towards the goal, they are doing anything wrong. In fact, I'm not the one to judge anyone on this respect. It's actually most of a you know psychological topic. Correct what I'm trying to say
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah, I can understand.
Yeah, so it can be different for you and me even. But
Yeah.
what I would say is motivation, follow for it, go for it. Motivation. In fact, I can't even put to the words. Let's hear your thoughts first, then I would continue. Go on, Kanak.
Okay, so uh, I'm going to explain motivation in my own language,
Yeah,
in a
first, go
very
on.
layman way. So I don't know if it is right or not. Please don't quote me on this. I think if you
No,
have a
no.
motive in your life, and the power that you need to continue that motive, to move towards that motive, that emotional power, like a force, is said motivation. So
Yeah.
motivation is not a bad thing. Obviously, it's a good thing, because you need to have a motive in
Mhm.
your life. Without a motive, you will be distracted and you'll be wandering in a, like a dark field where you don't know where to go. So motivation is good. It gives you a purpose, and motive gives you a purpose, and motivation is the power that helps you achieving that motive or purpose. Sorry, but I also want to add that, you know like in my personal life, I've experienced something, that we have to be tough in this world, especially in this generation. There is a lot of competition. Like, we have social media, we have, rich people, they are flexing their lives on poor people, and smart people, they are literally
Exactly.
bullying not so smart people. And so there is a, like, a power differential, a big power differential in this generation. So we have to be very strategic with our decisions. We have to be very focused on ourselves, on our self improvement. And the most of the times when we are on that path where we are improving ourselves, where we are following a purpose and we want to achieve a goal, most of the time the skills that comes handy are hard work, obviously, discipline, focus, network, and all these skills. Now there is a time when I don't feel really motivated, to do a lot of stuff, but I still have to do it. Why? Because Because of the discipline, because I have to do it, right? So in my personal experience, I have seen that in most of the times I have to put my feelings aside. Like if I want to do it, I don't feel happy doing it, I feel stressed, I feel exhausted. No, let's put the feelings aside and be logical with the current decision, that doing that thing going to give me some benefit in the future? Is it good for me right now? Should I do it? Should I not do it? Is there anything else that I can do it in this time? And in most of the time, the answer is yes, that I have to do it, and it will be good for me if I do it right now. And even if I don't feel motivated, I'll still do it. So I think
Yep.
motivation is not something that you need to rely on. It can be a good, it motivation can be good for starting out, but if you want to be, um, if you want to have perseverance in your growth, in your work, then you need to have discipline. And discipline is something that does not comes from motivation. It comes from, it's more like a habit, right? It's more like a habit. Like you have to do it, so you will do it. You might not feel very
Yeah, fuck
comfortable.
your mood.
Yeah, you might not feel very comfortable going, working out, having a busy schedule, coding up some project which is very complex. A lot of people are not anticipating in that project because it's a complex project, but you still have to do it. Why? Because it's a good move for you. So your life is basically like a set of moves that you do in a game. So you have to be very
Candy
careful
Crush.
with that. And yeah, motivation is not something that you should rely on 24/7. It can be good for the beginning, but after that, you need to have consistency. You need to have discipline. You need to be hardworking, and that's my take on motivation.
In fact, that was quite a good take, Unar.
Thank you.
And I agree with you on that completely. Similar to what I said, instead of motivation, we should mostly rely on the discipline. The tasks need to be started with motivation. We only start the task with when we are getting motivated towards something. Like let's try exercising. I need to build body. I need to show off my muscles and all. That's the motivation. But after a certain time, it's all depends upon the discipline.
Yeah, the motivation is gone now. You won't be that motivated because you have experienced that thing. You have experienced all those new intricacies which you thought were very exciting, and they might be exciting, but after some time you will be bored. And now you have to be consistent, right? Because without consistency, you won't be able to achieve your goals, you won't be able to achieve your dreams. So for that, you have to be disciplined. You have to leave this concept of motivation and keep coming back to the gym, keep coming back to the boxing club, and improve yourself.
Yep, exactly. In fact, this is the one thing most of the, let's say, students, just like ourselves, they lack the discipline nowadays. That's
Yeah.
why most of the new younger generation, even including our generations, isn't striving towards their goal. They are just like, I'm not motivated. Let's try something else. Even today, most people are told that if you are not feeling towards something, then you should try doing something else.
Yeah.
Maybe your motivation, your talent doesn't lie in that way, but I think in life it's a hard truth. We can't feel motivated towards everything. Like I am not motivated to wake up early in the morning at 7 or 8, at 6 or 7, but I know I have to do this if I want to have a proper routine, do my stuffs, the important tasks that I have to do, then I have to get up. And all this is basically only coming from the discipline. So the concept that if you aren't feeling motivated, you should try changing some things and all. I think just fuck motivation and go with your discipline.
Yeah. You know what?
These are the hard words, I guess.
Yeah, as an adult, I have experienced that, there is a very popular line that do whatever that makes you happy, but I am super against it. I think
Yeah,
as my, as myself, I'll be very happy if I'm living in just one bedroom apartment, playing video games all day and eating pizza and having chill, you know, online game rooms with my friends. I'll be very happy doing that. But we need to
same.
focus on the fact that life is not about doing things that makes you happy. Life is about doing things that will give you some monetary benefit in the coming future, and that will make your life great. Because ultimately you will have responsibilities, and it's not just for a man, it's for a woman as well. They also have responsibilities, they also have to take care of a lot of things. So as an adult, you will have responsibilities, you need to take care of them. And if you will run after your happiness 24/7, then you are not going to achieve a lot of things. So you have to be very I will say you have to be very logical and rational in your approach towards solving problems, towards achieving your goals. You cannot be emotional, you cannot be in your feelings all the time, and in this disbelief that will make good decisions. It can be a fluke that some decisions might work out, but from my experience, I think if you are in your feelings and emotions too much, then your most of the decisions won't turn out to be as good as if you were in more logical and rational in your approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it from my side. If you want to add something, or we can move on
Ah,
to the other
man.
topic.
In fact, in fact, this topic is a bit confusing for me. Let's carry on to another topic.
Okay.
You know, what? Yeah, go on. You announce the next topic now. Go on.
So, does money makes you happy?
Well, that's the topic that I think most of the people want to hear. So yeah,
Yeah.
the thing is, the money doesn't make you happy directly. These are the things that money buys you. Basically, money can buy things, and things give you happiness. So the line that money can't buy happiness is partially wrong in my opinion. And that's why this topic,
So you agree to this
Konark,
line?
let's hear you. Money makes you happy? A bit. I agree with this line a bit because we all say that poor people. I won't mention anyone. Poor people, they are happy, and I do agree with that. A lot of people are happy, but they're happy. But even they have some needs that they want fulfilled. Look, we all can be happy at different levels. You and I both are happy right now as we are. We have both our jobs and all. But even now, we are still striving towards getting higher packages, towards getting better positions. And I think, why are we doing this? Because we know the more we earn, the better we would be able to do in the future. We would be able to own big houses and all. And these are these joy. Why rich people wants to stay richer? Because they have their own, what you can say, their own things that they want, that they can't just leave. So yeah, money buys happiness, man. Money buys happiness. Do you agree with me or not?
Absolutely. I think money makes you happy. Money is the happiness. I just do not understand about these celebrities, that goes out there and be like, money doesn't make you happy. Follow your
Well, they already
goals,
have a lot of
follow
money.
your dreams. And I'm like, bro, you have $10 million in your bank account and you are not ready to share $1 million to the society. And you're like, money doesn't make you happy and all that bullshit crap that you're giving on the stage right now. Why it's such a hypocritical movement that a lot of people will be like, money doesn't make you happy. The moment you have a medical bill that that's like a 1 crore medical bill on some terminal illness in your family member or in or among your friends, and you have money to do that, then you will be, I think then you will be pretty happy that you have saved someone's life right now because you had resources to do that. And when you don't have money, you will feel that feeling of being, I would say, you cannot do any
Helplessness,
helpless. Yeah,
basically.
that helplessness of that feeling will consume you to the point that you might get into depression. So I will say money does makes you happy, but it does not mean that you have to be materialistic. You need to have your priorities straight. If I have a wife, girlfriend, my mom, my family, my friends, they are my priority. Money is not important as
Yep.
compared to them. They are my priority. They will always be my top priority. But after them, money is, like a very important tool. I won't say that money makes you happy, but it can rent you happiness, right? Because if I have my wife and we are planning on some, Dubai trip, I think that's a pretty happy moment for us. Even if we are planning on a Goa trip, or just another city trip, it will still make me happy. It's not the point that a Dubai trip will make me happy or the other trip will make me happy, but the point is having a wife. If you want to have a wife, then you need to have some amount of money, right? You need at least, I wouldn't say some amount, but you need to show some growth pattern in your life that you will make this amount of money in coming future. You will be able to take care of your wife when she is pregnant, when she is going through certain things. Even if you both are even if there is some medical emergency, you can take care of the family, kids expenses and all that. So I think money is a very important tool in life if you want to survive, and the more you have, the better. But it shouldn't be in a way that you are not prioritizing your family and relationships over money. I mean, if money is more important to you than these things, then it's a bad thing. But other than that, I think
Yeah.
money is very important.
Yeah. So basically, we can agree that money is a means towards happiness.
Yeah.
That's why the its priority will always stay below than our loved ones, our important ones. Also, Guna, I would like to mention one thing to anyone who's listening. Guys, we're not saying that money is always required for your good relationship. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you are in a relationship and you don't have the money, then you can't just say that, yeah, most people are happy, even if they don't have much money. Well, comfort is always a good thing.
Yeah.
We don't sleep on the floors right now. No offense. We don't, everyone wants to live a comfortable life.
Yeah.
So and only the money thing, we can't say that, man, I love you a lot and all, but we don't have much food to eat. That is the thing. Most people say money isn't an important thing towards your chill life. For is money is not required for the enjoyment of your life. But what we can do is ask those people who don't have money, are they enjoying their life to the fullest? No. They want money? Yes.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I know that might feel like a burn to some people, but I'm not basically um, burning anyone on anything. I'm just saying that those people knew the value of money, the importance of money, and they know that they need money for the happiness. They don't have the money. They are lacking the thing that we are talking about, the money, and they are able to make the right decision that, yeah, money is required for happiness. Money makes you happy. And mostly from the people that we are listening to, money don't buy happiness, you can live without it and all.
Yeah.
They already have a lot of money.
They
You
already
never
have a lot
saw
of money.
influencers and all.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't see influencers going on feet to the railway station and all. They have
Yeah.
cars, and I don't
Exactly.
think you can buy cars without money.
Yeah.
What do you
Exactly.
think?
You know what?
Yeah.
Like a celebrity, a female celebrity, an actress of
Yep.
India, she was saying that money is not important. I wish everyone has the money, and then they can understand that money is not important and all that. And I was
Yep.
like, miss, you have like so much money, and you still do not donate money to the charity as much as other celebrities do. So what are you talking about? Like, you keep money to yourself, you enjoy it for your parties and all that, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's your money, you can do whatever you want, but do not go out seeking attention and validation from people, in the hunger of being liked, and saying some hypocritical things. Because if you will say it, you
Yep.
might have some backlash right now. Like, we are talking against her, right? Because she has said something that was not aligned with the personality or lifestyle that she had. So yeah, money, I would say money is very important. Every man, every woman should work towards it. They should, at least they should have some skill set to create that money. And but it shouldn't be to the point that you are going insane over money, that you are prioritizing money over your relationships, over your family members. It shouldn't be the case. Because if
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a good life if I have all the money in the world, but I don't have friends, I don't have family members, I don't have a partner that I can spend my life with, I don't have kids. It's a pretty boring life in my opinion, and it's not a purposeful life. So I think money is important, but it should not be your topmost priority. Your topmost priority has to be relationships, has to be your family members, your friends. After that, yeah,
Yep.
money does plays a very vital role in your life.
Yeah. So guys, remember, money can only buy you happiness when you have time to spend it and people you want to spend it on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you
Remember that.
have so much money, right, and you so you are thinking that, okay, I have I have good investment plans, this and that. Now I want to surprise my wife with a yacht. But wait a minute, I don't have a wife. Okay, that's a problem.
Exactly.
That's not a very enjoyable life, in my opinion. So I think we should focus on obviously having money is a good thing. Everyone should strive for it. You should have skill set. You should have a mindset to make money, but you should also be very delicate and sensitive towards relationships, toward your family members, towards your friends, because at last money can buy you happiness, but it cannot fix you. It cannot fix you, at least mentally or emotionally. Only people can. So you need to be surrounded with high quality people that can be there for you when you are emotionally down, when you're having a mental nervous breakdown, because money cannot help you in that regard, in my opinion. So
Exactly.
yeah.
And I do know one thing. Most people would have thought about it. Well, money can buy you a therapist, a psychiatrist, and all, but believe me, guys, you don't want to go there.
Bro, let's talk about it.
Sometimes,
Do you think these
well,
therapies, these
yeah,
psychiatrists or whatever this is pronounced, does it really
yeah.
work? Why do am I the only one who thinks that it's a big hoax? It's like the matrix who is
Well,
suppressing things over in your head that this might work and you have to spend your money, because I have not
okay.
seen a single middle class person going to a therapist or a
Yeah, Karan?
psychiatrist.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
have only seen these high class people who have a lot of money to burn and will be like, oh, I need a therapist because I'm going through a breakup. I'm very sad right now. I'm depressed right now. But, bro, like, what? I do not understand the situation. I mean, they are not as depressed as compared to a middle class family who's going through some financial crisis. People are not accepting them. Their social media is not that great. They don't have great friends. I mean, they're not that depressed as compared to them. And they're like, I need some therapist. I need some psychiatrist. I don't know. I don't really believe that they are actually any of
okay.
use.
Kunark, now do you want me to say the harsh truth or the sweet lie?
Just go full harsh mode.
Okay. So the one thing, man, whenever someone says that, man, I'm feeling depressed, bro, you don't know the meaning of depression. If
Yeah.
you were depressed, you wouldn't be standing here.
Yeah. You won't be,
I have seen a
complaining.
few people. Yeah, I have seen a few people with real depression, and man, I
Yeah.
can say nobody that has ever spoken to me that they are depressed were actually depressed.
Exactly. The world cannot even speculate that they are depressed when the actual depression kicks in. Like,
Yeah.
the actual depression is scary. Like, you cannot even judge a person if he's depressed or not. And these people who are just looking for attention and be like, I'm depressed, so that no, someone will come on and, ask for the check and ask if I'm okay or not. They are doing it for attention. I'll be very honest. But whatever is the case, like, it's not depression. It's just sadness. It could be sadness. It could be loneliness, but it's not a depression.
Hmm. You know what? Let's dive a bit deeper. Yeah. You know what? I think that whenever people say that, man, I need to go to therapy, or couples, uh, no offense to anyone, but couples that we should go to a family therapist and all, man, what the thing that the therapist will tell you is that you don't have any communication. People nowadays don't even have a good understanding of themselves, let alone their partners and all. And then they are like, man, we should go to the therapist. The one thing that the people should realize is they need to learn about themselves, the other people, and accept that everyone is not perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. We should be strong mentally and all. We shouldn't just go like, I'm not well, we should go see a therapist and all. These statements are just what you can say, they're just an insult to the real people who actually need the therapy.
Yeah.
There are people that do actually need the therapy. There are various victims and all, and I have total respect for them, and therapy is a
Yeah,
necessity
exactly.
for them. But when a normal person says on the internet that I'm not able to take on all this, I'm not basically able to face the society and all, man up. Be confident in yourself, have some confidence, grow some guts, and just go on. Even the therapist will tell you, yeah, exactly. Exactly, it might cause a bit of hate, but what the therapist is going to tell you, they are just going to tell you who you are. They are just going to
Yeah,
act as
exactly.
a medium so that
You
you can talk to your inner self. Why
you
not do it
already
yourself?
know the answers to the question that they
Yeah.
are already going to ask you. So why waste your
Yeah,
time and energy and money and resources on something like
you
therapist
can do
or
it with the best friend.
psychiatrist? Yeah.
Oh no, actually,
By the
let's
way,
reverse it.
I just want to
Don't go to your
give
best friend.
I just want to give a disclaimer that
Sure.
we are very uneducated on this topic, actually, this mental illness
Yeah.
and all, but we still want to give our opinions, and we are students, right? We are not that old enough that, so we might have made some mistakes, we might have said some outrageous things. So please forgive us for
Yeah.
that if the things were not aligned with your opinions, with your perspective. And if you want to have
We
a
are sorry for
debate,
that.
you are obviously welcome to the podcast, and we can have you on board and have a conversation with you. So yeah,
Friendly
disclaimer is
conversations, man.
done. Now
Yeah.
continue.
Uh, just one thing out of the topic. That disclaimer should be done first.
No,
We
I
will be
mean,
doing that.
if people are not going to listen to the
Yeah.
long content of ours and make judgments on the short content, then I mean, then it's not our fault, right? They should have done their
Exactly.
homework while making an argument with us. So I
Yeah,
mean, I
it's
don't really
just
give a
an
fuck,
exchange
to be
between
honest.
us.
I think it's a first episode.
Yeah.
I have zero expectation that anyone is going to listen to us. I think we three idiots are the only one who are going to listen to this podcast only. No one is will be that interested in
Exactly.
this.
And we are doing that in the real time as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's finish that topic. Let's do one more point, and then we can finally move towards the end. Okay.
Mhm.
Any last top point regarding the current topic of this therapies and all from you, Kunar? Then I will say
No,
mine.
I'm done. I've said everything that I know.
Uh, okay. So, well, basic point to ease up the tension, if there is any. So, guys, I totally support if anyone is in actual need of therapy, but becoming confident in yourself and knowing who you are are the basic things about what the therapist actually help you do. Yeah, exactly. That's sad truth. So yeah, that's from my side. That was actually an unexpected topic that we had.
Yeah, I don't know where where it came from, but yeah, it was good. We were actually talking about money, so we deviated through that path.
But it was quite a great topic, Kunal.
Yeah, it was good.
Quite a great point that we had such
A
a
little
deep
controversial,
conversation.
to be honest, and I was a little scared that we
Exactly.
might have said something that could have offended a lot of people. But you know what? I do not give a fuck. Oh no, obviously I'm joking. I do give a fuck, and that's why we did a disclaimer. Anyway,
Yeah.
so let's move on. Aminda, do you have anything else?
No, Kunark, I think I'm done from my side.
Yeah, me too. So I think that's it. That's a wrap. And
Yeah.
if you have any suggestions for us, if you want to be, if you have some, uh, different opinions than us, then obviously you are welcome on the podcast. We can have you on board, have a conversation with you. But
It will be a pleasure.
yeah, it will be our pleasure. And if you have any feedback, how we can improve, what changes we could have done, we could have made, or some ideas related to content or anything, it will be very much welcomed. So do share it with your friends. Watch it together with your friends. It'll be very fun, I think. And yeah, that's it from my side. Amninder, if you have any last words.
No, Kunark. That's all from my side.
Okay.
Just one thing, guys. Uh, Everything that we said in this podcast is meant to be a little bit of light conversation between friends and all. Nothing is meant to be serious and hurting towards anyone else. That's all.
Yeah, so thanks everyone, thanks for watching, and have a good day.